The building is the one here at Station 1 on Fritz Boulevard. With the administration offices, it's about 18,500 feet.
And it's ready for service. We'll take you inside the 3 new Moore fire stations and see how your public safety sales tax dollars were spent. And later,
helping people, it's a great job. I mean, it's hard to put your finger on any one part of it. It's just a great job.
In our ongoing series spotlighting city departments, we'll put the focus on the Moore Fire Department and find out what it takes to keep the city safe. Stay tuned, it's all coming up right after this. In 2009, the city of Moore responded to 4,216 emergency calls. Of those, medical accounted for 3,166 calls, fires accounted for 142 calls, hazmat 139, and other calls came in at 769. The average response time for those calls? 4 minutes and 49 seconds. With an average response time of about 5 minutes, Moore firefighters have always been efficient and fast in an emergency. But with aging buildings located at less than strategic points around the city, they always knew those times could be even better, especially critical when lives are on the line. Now, after years of planning and construction, old buildings in poor locations are a thing of the past. 3 new fire stations are complete and ready for service.
This is a program that probably has been on the table for actually 8 to 10 years. Now, we haven't been under construction that long. It seems like it to a lot of people, I'm sure. But we went back that far and started thinking about what if. What if we could, afford this? What if we could build a new structure? What would we want? How would we want it laid out?
The what-ifs have now become reality with the completion of 3 new stations giving the fire department full coverage of our ever-growing city. Station 1 is located at 19th and Telephone Road and also includes the fire administration offices. Station 2 remains the same near 12th and Janeway. Station 3 is a brand new building located near Sunny Lane and Southwest 34th. And Station 4 is also a new building located at Bryant and 12th Streets.
So we feel like that we've got real good coverage. We're spreading things out a little bit. Instead of being all on top of each other, we're spread out a little bit more. And we feel like if you draw the circles on the map, we can show you where our coverage is just as good, if not better. So our response time should be adequate also.
The new buildings were paid for through a half-cent public safety sales tax passed by voters 4 years ago. Monies from the tax were fully maximized thanks to the generosity of several Moore residents who volunteered land for the new buildings, including the Fritz Farm where Station 1 is located.
And that right there is a huge savings to this city. So in this kind of development, in this time of age, land is very valuable, especially when it's in the hot spot in town, as everybody calls it. So they did us a huge favor as far as cost savings, and then we got a very well located station out of it. So we commend them and thank them very much for their generosity, because it was quite a donation to get this.
The property for Station 3 near Sunny Lane and 34th was donated by the Shawn family, again allowing the city to devote the funds to the buildings rather than land purchases. And the resulting buildings are impressive.
The stations are wonderful. When the public has a chance, they really need to come by and visit the stations. The tax dollars were well spent, and the guys are very appreciative of the stations.
As you come see this beautiful structure, you'll see that it has kind of I call it the old Chicago look. The old firehouse over the apparatus bays, it's tall, has windows that simulates sleeping quarters, which is not really there, but it gives it that old look, a heritage look in the fire service.
The heritage look can be seen throughout the new buildings. At Station 1, this effect is very prominent, from the large clock tower to the brickwork and even the design of the vehicle bays, with small windows above the main doors to simulate the look of an older era station. The effect continues inside as well, with early 1900 style doors and woodwork throughout. Even the floor tiles have an ash color, specifically picked for that reason.
When we went to the architect and told him our theory and our design that we had in mind, he jumped on board and absolutely helped us. And so in those areas you'll see 5-panel doors. They're, like I say, they have that aged look, but yet they're new. So it's kind of a unique feature.
Each of the new substations maintain the heritage look as well, creating a unique continuity between the stations. So let's take a quick tour and see what's actually inside these incredible new facilities. Station 1 is located directly behind Home Depot and faces south, anticipating further development on the Fritz farm in that direction. You enter the main lobby by walking under an impressive clock tower and into a room with a massive curved skylight ceiling lighting the entire room. Here you'll find reception and entry points to either the administrative side of the building or the fire station side. The administrative side includes conference rooms and offices for the chiefs and the fire marshal's staff.
This is a lot better layout for us. In our previous office, the three of us were officed in one area. So it's very difficult to do an interview with a person because there's so many distractions there in that office. And now we have an interview room that's designated for interviews. And we have a separate area that's designated for educational area where we can bring in the family, the parents, and the children and actually educate them with a parent.
On the administrative side, little details like ceiling tiles simulating old tin ceilings continue the heritage theme. Going the other direction from the main lobby will take you into Fire Station Number 1, where firefighters live and work and where vehicles are stored. Within the station, there's a state-of-the-art workout center, a large lounge and TV room for downtime, and a full kitchen and dining room. There are also bunk rooms and, of course, the large apparatus bay where the vehicles are stored and maintained.
Our bays are 4 bays wide, and they're 2 deep. In other words, you can put 2 units end to end, and that way we have 8 pieces of apparatus that we can house here. We house a new engine that's on order, and it'll be in about September, maybe August, September of this year, brand new fire engine. We have a new ladder truck that's stationed here currently. Well, we can house everything, and it's a great asset to have everything out of the weather.
Coming up next, we'll take you along for a day in the life of a Moore firefighter and see what's involved with keeping our city safe. Stay tuned. Construction is complete, or very near complete, on all 3 of the new Moore fire stations. At Fire Station 1 and the fire administrative offices, you can see how far the facility has come from these early images showing beams and concrete work, progressing through brickwork, and ultimately resulting in the beautiful finished product. You can also see dramatic changes at the 2 substations from these earlier images to the finished buildings today. There will be open houses and public tours at all 3 facilities near the end of April. Watch for updates on tour times and dates at the city's website, cityofmoore.com, and watch Channel 20 for more municipal construction updates taking place in the city of Moore. Most people assume the primary job of the Moore Fire Department is to fight fires, like a house or business fire. While this is certainly an important part of the job, it's actually much broader. Overall, the role of the fire department is to protect the lives and property of the citizens and businesses of Moore.
That would entail any time they have an emergency of any kind, we are there, or we are here to serve them in any shape or form or fashion that we can.
While that may involve fires, it also involves medical calls, inspections, and education initiatives, in addition to many other forms of assistance citizens might need. In fact, the Moore Fire Department is usually the first to respond to most medical calls.
About 82% of our calls, for instance, are medical, and that can be anywhere from a broken arm to a skint knee to a child to the undreaded heart attack with a loved one. Minutes count, and that's what we want. We want to get somebody on the scene as fast as we can.
Whether it's to fight a fire or assist someone with a medical emergency, firefighters must stay in good shape to do their job well, and that's how a typical firefighter begins each day, in the gym.
That used to be one of the biggest killers of firefighters, especially after they'd retire, was two things. They didn't work out enough and keep in shape, and also their nutrition. And I think we've solved or combated both of those. We've got probably one of the best nutrition programs around, and we have absolutely one of the best wellness programs for the firefighters. So we're very proud of that.
Everything's a lot more modern than it used to be. The gear they wear now, it's a lot more lightweight. It's better maintained. It's not near as heavy as it used to be. It's better for them. The air packs are a lot lighter than they used to be. Their nutrition, we send them the nutrition classes. We have nutrition classes brought in here for them. Like I said, we have a PE instructor that comes in for them every day while they're on duty. We do everything we can to keep the firemen more healthy and maintain them, as well as maintaining the equipment.
Speaking of equipment, after PE, it's out to the vehicle bay, where each piece of equipment is thoroughly inspected. The vehicles and engines are checked over, and everything is prepped in the event it's called into service. From there, it's off to various duties around town, like checking hydrants and working with citizens, all while maintaining an on-call status in the event an emergency should come up. Each firefighter works a shift of 24 hours on and 24 hours off, meaning they spend a lot of time with their crew.
It's like a second family. When you work for the fire department, you get really close to your shift. You spend more time at the fire station really than you do with your own family, because you're here 24 hours at a time and you spend a lot of waking hours, and it's just like a second family.
That family extends to the fire marshal's office, which carries out a different function of the department. One of their jobs is to conduct investigations following a fire.
We try to determine exactly what caused the fire and actually the point of origin, and then from there we start the investigation, collecting evidence and witness statements and things of that nature to, if it's arson, to try to prosecute it criminally.
Well, when I do a fire inspection, I like to make sure that the building is going to be safe for the occupant and for the customer.
Another role of the fire marshal's office involves inspections to ensure business owners are in compliance with fire safety codes.
Now, our job is to make sure that the building is safe and that there's nothing in it that would create a fire or cause a fire to get worse. And not only that, but we ensure that if there is a problem that people have to evacuate the structure, then they can do so in a safe manner.
Each business in the city of Moore is inspected at least once a year to ensure safety protocol is being followed. While this might be an inconvenience for some, it ultimately makes the city safer.
We're all in on this together, and if you can make your building safe, it's a good thing for you, it's a good thing for us, it's a good thing for the public. It all works real well together.
This, combined with public safety initiatives and a general willingness to help their community, creates an important role for the modern firefighter within a growing city like Moore.
Helping people, it's a great job. I mean, it's hard to put your finger on any one part of it. It's just a great job. It's all around. And I don't think you can find a fireman that's a fireman that will tell you that there's anything that he dislikes about it. They just love the job.